Hello everyone, today we're going to be going into, hold on, what is the title? What if I decided to make a webcomic? Anyways, okay, hold on, I did not introduce myself properly today. Okay, hello, this is Poet Holiday with 2 L's, and I am here with another video. Okay, today we'll be taking it a little bit differently. Should I show you the visuals? I guess I'll show you the visuals. Hold on. I'm gonna go to my camera. Do I have any sensitive information? No, I don't think so. Oh, great. Good thing this is an album. Boop. Oh, sorry. You can't even see this. Hold on. Let me rotate my camera. When I said rotate my camera, I meant rotate my phone. This is my phone background for today. Anyways. If you know where this is from, you know. Anyways, let's get into my camera, actually. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, right. Okay, it's decent. Hold on, let me move it around. I'm sorry, this is kind of jarring, but it is what it is. Hold on. Do something with this. Hold on. Okay, so we started this idea the 17th, and today is the 21st. November. This is my November readathon thing or whatever. But anyways, let's not talk about that. Okay, how did I come up with this in general? Okay, now hear me out. Because, you know, I've been spewing about my anime addiction for the time being. And I had gone into webcomics. That's what my background picture, well, yeah, the background wallpaper was on my phone. I got back into webcomics. But yeah, I was like, hold on. No, because I came up with the scene out of nowhere. Like, I did a voice recording and sent it to my best friend, and I was like, oh yeah, like, what if like I did blah 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 blah. No, there was a specific scene actually. Hold on, do I have it? I'm trying to see where I actually put this scene. I feel like I wrote it down somewhere. Did I write it down? But anyways, it's basically a scene where, like, you know, the stereotypical, it takes place at like some kind of academy or schooling or whatever, magic school, whatever, blah. And you know, there's these 3 mean girls or whatever. Oh, right, yeah. Go back, camera. There's these, you know, mean girls or whatever, and you know, they say something, whatever, like you're a commoner or know your place or whatever. And then the main character in her group, I call them the Morley Royals. I know it's cringy, but like at the same time, thinking about their ages, like, come on now. But yeah, and they'd be like, excuse me, you need to know your place. You might be in the society royals, but we're morally royals. Anyways, and then say some blah blah blah, and then be like, morally royals, let's go. Or let's bounce or something like that. And then, you know, they start sashay away, quotation marks. But yeah, I thought that was funny. My bestie was like, you might need to write a web story on that. I was like, wait, hear me out. I was brainstorming, and the ideas were just flowing. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just make a webcomic or something like that? Because I like the scrollability of it. But the infinite scroll kind of thing. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But let's go ahead and get into like what I have here. Comic / graphic novel idea. An isekai, because that's what I love. I love that. Isekai, reincarnation anime, the Morally Royals. Sashay away, please. Commoners. I use that like nah, because they be throwing that word around like a slur. Like they were like commoner. I'm like, that's crazy. Crazy word. But anyways, Sashay away from royals. Anyways, main character attends magic school or school for adventure. I think it's just gonna be like a regular school. I haven't really like crafted in, like really carved out what I want it to be. But anyway, doesn't date / care for the boys in school because it's not like, oh, I'm not one of those girls where I'm just so focused on that. No, like logistically, this main character MC, she's logically speaking, she's like, these prepubescent little boys, like, ew. Like, because think about it, even if you were, okay, 12 in your other life, right? You get reincarnated. You're 12 again now in this life. You're 24. What does a 24-year-old look like going after a 12-year-old? See, I'm gonna make them more realistic, more something that I'm enjoying. Anyways, you can't see, but I'm moving my hands outside of this, and I'm sorry if the camera is like kind of shaking a little bit because it's on a desk. My what are these called? But the little foldable things, tabletop, whatever. Anyways, doesn't date care / care for the boys. Oh, right, camera, please stop with your mess. Because of the age difference, you know, it's kind of reincarnation. Loves older. They'd be around the same age, men like teachers, but she doesn't go after them, of course, because, you know, morals and stuff, but doesn't attempt anything, right? Graduates, adventurers quests with the guilds while traveling or whatever, settles down / falls in love with the guildmaster, is black. What? No. Yeah, she's black, but oh, you can't even see that part. Let me move my thing right here. Okay, I'm on here. Yes, I was saying, like, what I put here, I actually meant, like, well, the first off, the main character, and honestly, the main cast will be black, but sorry, but it's not just because I'm black and I'm like, you know, I was saying this as like, the characters that will be black will actually look black. And what I mean is not stereotypical black or anything. Sorry if you see like that little block on the screen. I'm just trying to tap it so it won't like go out or whatever, like it continues to do, because I know that's kind of annoying, but it's annoying to me, and like it might not be annoying to you. Anyways. But, you know, I'm putting like head wraps. She's specifically the MC. I have her name, but you're gonna go through the process with me of like my whole thought process and stuff. But she'll be wearing head wraps for the most part. She'll have like really long locks, like locks here. There are, I don't know if I'll do characters with braids. I'm so sorry that I'm so bad at like hair right now, because I used to be like a little bit better with hair, but honestly, they'll have afro though. Because one of the characters, she'll have her afro, like the regular average Joe looking afro, not afro, but you know, their hair is out, maybe have a headband on, but yeah, like that specific length that you predominantly see black women have, not like the, because don't get me wrong, like there are black people who have like that long hair, because my best friend, she has long natural hair, really long. I think hers is a looser curl pattern than mine, but at the same time, it's just like I want to see people who I've seen also like I want to put myself in there low-key. So self-insert, but like not self-insert, like this character who will have the same kind of hair looking like me, but just the hair is nothing like me. but why not? And then I was questioning, like, is there a hero or villain? Because it's not, because the main character will not be necessarily the hero type character, because I just, why not? Why should she be a part of the hero team? Like, this is low high key self-insert, because me personally, it's kind of, I am not the hero. I might do heroic things every now and again, but Then again, I might do villainous things. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, not vile villainous, but nah, if the king be like, hey, like, the country needs you. And you need me more than I need you. What's in it for me? Anyways, so I was saying like, there's magic, religion / church. I was thinking of that being the villain because that's how a lot of like animes are, having like the church. Whether they have like several gods that they serve or one god. But I found that very interesting. Take. Oh yeah. And yeah, I'll go into that later. I had a thought process, but I was like, it'll be there on later pages. But oh, right. Stop playing games with me. Anyways, magic, religion. Oh, creatures. I was like, man, I really do want to have the MC as like a siren. So I was like, yeah. Dark magic. My bestie actually said like, what about dark magic? When I said something about religion, I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of perfect. So I was thinking like, okay, anyways, let me get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyways, dark magic, light magic, light magic for the church. Now, how do I move you? Up. Okay. Now. Okay. And then I was thinking the hero has dark magic. Don't even look at that. That was just something. And then this was just me doing like, okay. I was saying like she could be short. I was just playing around with something. Shoes, because I've seen that for like elves and stuff like that, or people from the sea. Mostly people on land, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Because I was like, will she have shoes? I don't know. I was trying to draw a shoe. Please. What was this here? Tall. School. Recent bestie. Oh. I don't even be making sense to myself sometimes. Okay, so what I mean is like I wanted her to have a tall best friend, a recent bestie, because like of course I don't know, they won't be a regular height, but they'll be short as well. But a childhood bestie, I was thinking, male, that wasn't the case. Let me just show you that. Oh, and nuns. I had that idea of like nuns because the whole church being evil or whatever. Let's move you back. Let's go to the next page. And I didn't want to have like that stereotypical, oh my god, their parents are dead. Where are their parents? Hold on, let me drink some water. Drink your water, kids. Let me stop. Loving parents. I haven't even fleshed out the parents yet. But anyways, I'm thinking she has a new baby brother when she's going off or whatever. Then schooling is in the water. Oh, they do have like schools where like, these mythical, quote unquote, mythical creatures, they have their own like school systems and things like that. So her older sister will be schooling in, where they live or whatever. Main character schooling on lands. Right. So sorry. Okay. Mages are humans. I just meant that humans that have powers are mages. Well, that have significant power. Because the average Joe can't be out here. Sorcery. You're a wizard, Harry. Let me stop. Anyway, that low-key reminds me of Mashal. Because literally everybody's a magic user. Oh. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Everyone's basically a magic user. If you can't use magic, they kill you. I was like, wait. Calm down. And then, like, they had, like, in the school system, they had, like, their own different, I think 3 different like dorm, I forget what they're called, but like Harry Potter has the Gryffindor and da 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 da, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, like those kind of things. The words are just not coming to me. I'm just saying. Sirens and mermaids, because main characters would be siren. And then I was thinking that the main character's bestie from childhood will be a mermaid. Because they'll be in low-key close proximity. Like sirens and mermaids, they get together. They chilling. They cool. I haven't done the logistics of everything, so sorry. Orcs. No, if I want to draw orcs. Elves, fairies. I do have a drawing of a fairy somewhere. Reaper slash necromancer. Me trying to read mine. Elven hero. I was thinking the elven hero, and like also I was putting down human slash adventurer guildmaster. Basically that's going into, as I was saying, the MC eventually, falls in love or whatever with the guildmaster that's older. Well, technically they're quote unquote older, but they're probably around the same age because she was reincarnated. So anyways, elven hero. Anyways, I did not put on my do not disturb. Shoot! Does that mean I have to edit that out? I hate that for me. Hold on. Let me do not disturb. Ugh, I hate that. I might actually have to edit that. Because... boo. I mean, mostly just a profile anyways. The profile photo, even though you can't really see it, but like, with technology these days. Races stay to themselves mostly. The mythical creatures, like I say mythical creatures as like just a term in general for the time being. MC, I'm thinking she has wobbly legs. So she has a cane that she carries with her because you gotta walk me through my whole process of thinking about this. Black scales with red, like, what am I trying to think of? Can I draw that somewhere? Okay. This is my board, actually. My whiteboard, but it's broken. I accidentally broke it. I don't know if I said that in the last video. Anyways, so like the scales, it's black. But these lines that create the scales would be red. Like the shading would be red, or that pop of color or whatever. That's what I was trying to say. I was just saying that this would be interesting to have like a little baby on the father's shoulder. Come on now. Maybe with the tongue out, whatever. Anyways, I was thinking either the mother, father, or grandfather, grandmother, whatever, teaches all the children the way of the sword. MC prefers a whip. Okay. Hear me out. Okay, I like the whip. I like when the characters have like a whole whip. I'd be like, dang, that's kind of crazy. They're just messing you up with the whip. Anyways, and low-key, I have like, not low-key, but essentially I have every creature from the sea, they're gonna be black, and that's gonna, kind of throw, not shade necessarily, just go to a throwback about the whole enslavement of the Africans who were snatched from Africa, and you know, the journey to the US. Well, what we now know is the US. But and how a lot of them had jumped off, or basically trying to save themselves or just leave. Because the road ahead, the whole enslavement period, it was actually ridiculous. But I don't want to talk too much about that. But yeah, I just wanted to homage towards that. But anyways, that's just how I feel. Not how I feel, but that's just what I wanted to have in my thing. So that's why the characters that are going to be sirens or mermaids or a selkie, whoever from the sea, they'll be black. The world, continent, countries, states, force. Me just saying, there's going to be so much more that I'm going to have to go into in order to fully flesh this out. But I will not be one of those people who will be having a whole info dump, because I be skipping through those. I'm like, man, you're talking too much. Anyways, okay, so they're going to have like, let me use this. They're gonna have like their regular form, but also like when they're hunting or angry or whatever, they'll have like, you know, mostly black eyes, red pupil, probably sharp teeth, and of course, well, these ears will be like that, like regardless if they're in their human form or not. Oh, and sharp claws. Don't look at that. That's okay. A lot of these drawings will be derpy, just like this. And I haven't drawn in a long time. So, anyways, that was for something that I was doing. I was just randomly doing like glasses looks or whatever, and then I was just doing this, just drawing. Eye patch. Where did I even find that eye patch from? It's a reference to something of the eye patch, but I don't remember. And then I was just like, oh, look at MC just snatching up a little fish. and then we have, oh yeah, I was saying like serious look of how I draw them, a more serious drawing of them when they're when the situation requires them to be serious, you know, the regular form, and then like the chippy look. This was just a sketch of something. Sirens and mermaids, shorter in human form. That's what I was thinking. And then this was just something, a little doodle for main character or whatever. I was trying to do that little wavy hair cut thing. It wasn't working out, let's just say. And then that was just more doodles. And then I was saying like I need to solidify like what exists in this other world and what only exists in the regular world or the old world she was a part of, like, you know, phones, coffee, whatever, blah blah blah. Semantics. Oh yeah. Okay. What is this? Oh, mermaids and sirens need to stay hydrated. Yeah, that's what I was doing. And then a little cup. And then this was so much to the whole bear cup thing, which was kind of stupid. No, because like, why are y'all fiending for these bear cups? Why? Like, is it really that deep? Anywho's, what was that number? Oh wait, and I hope it's not showing it one way rather than the other. Oh yeah, it has. I am so sorry. I don't know how that looked this whole time, but oopsies. So sorry. But, oh, and I'm gonna have, like, the MC used to hate. Seafood. And then that's the little head wrap I was saying. And then now it's her diet. Because, you know, she can't help but to eat fish and stuff like that. Mean Girls. I was trying to see, like, would it be like the stereotypical Duke's daughter or whatever. And then these are the Moily Royals. Their height. This is MC. This is, I'll be more specific once I get to that page. Oh, and I'm gonna just say, sea creatures, and also, anyone who isn't human in general are low-key elite. At least, like, the ones from the sea, I'm thinking will be, like, low-key elitist. At least, like, the siren specifically. Maybe that'll be why they'll have, like, a little bit of spat sometimes with their group, their party, whatever. Because low-key elitist. Oh, that was the like the little visco craze. Oh, and the little slime. And siren, mermaid, selkie. Title, description, book cover. I don't have any of that yet. Then I was like, I'm gonna have to do like chapters / episodes. Make folders for each chapter / episode. Anyways, look up portable hot. Oh, that was just something I wanted to do later. But anyways, these are my little drawings of them. Look at them. Kind of cute. Kind of cute. Is this the page I have to... Yeah, this is the page I have to hide from y'all. Because I have information that y'all don't need to know. Hold on. Let me pause and realign. Hold on. Okay. This is the Selkie. Male Selkie. Seal to human. Because I had to look up what Selkie was. I was like, ooh, Selkie. Let's see what actually that is. But this is just like in reference to the height. If you ever see this, it's also on the other page. But yeah, male Selkie, the siren, the MC, the main character, and the mermaid, around the same height, maybe a little shorter. But and then I was coming up with the names, so I was looking up like what names are associated to like the sea or water or whatever. There was Dorian, Kaylani, Kai, Brooks, Banks, Nile, Merik. Anyways, for the Selkie. So I had ended up choosing Kaylani, aka Kai, which means sea and sky, or sea and heaven. And then I was going through in between like names for, hold on, for both the MC and her female childhood character, childhood friend. The female character, childhood friend. Anyway, so there was Pharaoh, spelled with Pharo, and then a Pharaoh, Pharaoh, Aphro, stemming from like Aphrodite, Adina. I don't know what I put there. Ariel, from The Little Mermaid, but I wanted something with A that symbolizes that. And then I did Elizabeth, Ari, because that's actually a name from someone I know, and I was like, ooh, I like that name, Elizabeth. So Ari. And I think I looked up what it means. But anyways, hold on. And then there was Josephine, Lilith. So I put the MC's name as Lilith and Lil as her nickname. And then her parents or family members, they call her Lily, which she hates. But anyways, oh, you can kind of see what I have down here. Yeah, that's low-key work related. I say work related, but it's interview prep or whatever. But I have to change my answering machine because it says something about like how, you know, I'm in college right now or something and I am not. And then there was also like other words, other names like Pharaoh, the regular way of saying it, Farah as in Phara, Pharah, which sounds cute and all, but it means the homeless street kids. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not naming anyone that. And then there was Farah, the spelling of Fara, which means joy / happiness. And I was thinking that I was going to name the mermaid Farah, but I was like, you know what? Forget that. We're just going to go with Elizabeth and keep it pushing because I like that better. Anyways. And I ended up naming like the academy or whatever Farah. So. Okay. Okay. And then I was kind of coming up with color schemes. So for Lilith, I was thinking, you know, the black and red, maybe even emerald. I don't know. And then for Kai, I was thinking blue, gray, brown, white, something in relation to seals. And then coral and minty green for Adi, Airy, whatever. Oh, but Lilith, meaning night demon or screech owl. Interesting, because Loki screech owl kind of brings homage to siren. But anyways, and then Elizabeth means lion of God's oath or lion of God's obedience. Abundant? What? What does that even say? Please. I can't even understand what I've written. Hold on. Let me actually go on my iPad real quick and find out what that means. Hold on. Okay. What I'm seeing here is like, hold on. God is my oath. God is my promise. Wait, hold on. Lion of God. God is my oath and my light. Lion of God is my oath. Those kind of meanings / connotations. I don't know what I was trying to say right here. Cause anyways, as we progress. Okay. Oh, right. And then I was kind of doing stuff with like the staff. I'm definitely thinking this will be her staff. I was just playing around with whatever this is. Oh, and this is, she was a fairy. Yeah, I'm sorry. But not. And then I was just saying it's really bright, so. But this shape, so cutesy, so demure, very mindful. Hold on, let me turn the page so I don't have to have this little notepad right here. Anywho. And these are just little doodles. Anyways. Oh, I will get to reading poetry by the end. I know I'm just going on a whole rant about this. I was thinking I was going to read poetry in the very beginning, but I kind of got so just hyperfixated on this. But yeah. I was just trying to do wings. Just random. Look at the little mushroom. So cute. I was watching an anime at this point. I was in between like watching anime, reading comics, like web comics that you scroll, and also watching YouTube videos about how to make a comic and stuff. But horns, cyclops, that's what it was called. Cyclops. Anyways, saw an anime with tassels. I think I had seen the tassels from, I don't remember. Hold on. I don't even remember. Anyways. And then I had this idea about, right, about Lilith, you know, trying to do this, the iconic pose, you know, the Little Mermaid of going on the rock when she's like the whole new world. But anyways, she tries, fails, she ends up falling, rolling off, going splat in the water. Funny. Anyways, and then this, she loves sinking ships for fun. And then I have just random stuff down here. Let me read it. Lilith's sister, look. Please. Anyways, Lilith's sister marries a royal, so Lil spends time at home with her family and attends. This is just like a random little scene, or scenes that I can write. And then her family forced Lil to touch some grass. A quote they picked up from her. They asked themselves, what does she even know about grass? She hated the outside world on her wobbly legs. Basically, they told her to go touch some grass because she's never like left the sea. And so they're like, go explore. That's why her older sister gets to stay in the sea and take her schooling there because, you know, she's, you know, explored a little bit and things like that. She hated the outside world on her wobbly legs, attending class until she started to enjoy it. Of course, her bestie joined her. Lil's family asked Ari to look out for her since this is a new experience for her. Lil enjoys fighting, sassing the mean girls, and drooling over her elfin teacher. Yes, a little bit of self-insert because you saw my screensaver, my wallpaper. Not screensaver, my background wallpaper. Hold on. And then I was talking about school. Mostly the school is filled with humans, aka mages or whatever. School called Farah's Academy. I need to do some lore about Farah, why it's called Farah Academy. Need to know what the academy aims to teach the students, figure out guild system, dungeons, and quests. Oh, and then I was saying, like, how did she get reincarnated? So how did she die? Morbid, but we need to know. Truck-kun, Stare-kun. I've seen Stare-kun. I forget where it was from, but it was stupid, and I was laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, really? Wait, it was an anime where the guy was playing a video game for his sister, and then he gets dropped into the anime. Wait, okay, it's the one I think one of my poems is about. I forget. It's on my. But anyways, you'll know when you know. I guess. Stare-kun, knife-kun, because you know, some random person ends up stabbing them or whatever, or God says, "Oops." I've seen that a few times. Kun, how did? Oops, Kun. How did MC die? Water Kun? Drowning. I was like, that would be kind of crazy. Ironic, crazy. So basically, they drowned. That's how they died, and they wake up in the sea as a baby, of course. And crying and choking on not air, but on the water. Trying to figure their life out. You know, a little morbid. Jellyfish character, maybe. Why do I keep doing that? Seahorses, maybe. I don't know. Mind you, a lot of this is without reference. Please. Lilith's weapon is a water whip. Because of her background in swordsmanship, she can use her cane to fight. I'm thinking it's just going to be a regular cane, you know, that doesn't like, you can pull out a knife or a sword or whatever. It's just going to be a regular like wooden stick kind of thing or coral. Sea folk control products from the sea. Oh, and she gets told a story from her parents about the past issues of fisherman hooks, sailors, trash, and hunter's nets or whatever. And her thing is she doesn't want to die cold and alone and struggling to breathe. And that's kind of like her goal, because I was watching videos on like, what is the character's goal? I haven't really fleshed out the other two characters within her group, her party. Character building, ancestry, just stuff I need to figure out, like goal, ambition, what do they want, and why do they want it, what happens when they get it, what happens if they don't, what will they do next. Main character group, just questions that I need to go into. Oh yeah, shoes or no shoes for Lilith. I'm thinking no shoes until she's forced to have to wear shoes. I don't know. But anyways, the story, characters, and the world, you need to have up those things. This is just from, me watching YouTube videos about it. And I'm thinking I'm going to do what they were saying, like build the characters and story, and then build the setting around it. Okay, Lilith believes in a god from her previous life, struggles with, and I'm not gonna show anything about like an actual god like some reincarnation animes do. Anyways, struggles with reality, because mythical creatures don't have a religion, just tales of what happened, because they have always been there. Humans are the ones to almost make up religion, a god, gods, idols, etc. What creatures can and can't do? That's what I was also figuring out. Then going into sirens, they sing and dance, can cause damage. Well, singing, okay, can cause damage. Could be, huh? What is that? I can't even read that. It is ridiculous. Oh, could be for fun. No, because the way it, sometimes I can't. Anyways, fun. Human form and true form and feeding form can create water from air. The water, whatever. I'm not gonna explain that. I don't mean to be rude, but it's just like, I don't even know. I'll figure out the whole magic thing some other time. Need to stay hydrated, especially in human form. Control water and wind magic. I'm still on the fence about that. Ears stay the same, are expressive, and then we're just showing the expressiveness of it all. That doesn't look too good. Are kind of elitist, the sirens specifically, especially with humans. They feel like humans are inherently stupid, but not too much. Not too much to like, clash with them or anything. It's just like low-key elitist. Just low-key. A few occasions she will help the hero, duo, elven man, and mage, because she loves her a good elven man. It's the church. It's always the church, she says. She says this like, duh. But she doesn't help too much because she's not a babysitter. If Lil is asked to do some hero type shit, some hero type shit, she says, why? What do I get? Like I was telling y'all earlier. And if she doesn't like it, Saj doesn't want to, she says no, then leaves promptly. Flabbers are ghastly. Let me stop. Okay. And then I was trying to do some more crafting of the characters. Kai uses a spear. Ari is mostly a crafter. That's more or less because of the whole, mermaid trope of them collecting random things, sometimes human things, like from The Little Mermaid. I just reference that a lot because, the mermaid. Slash hoarder, tinkerer. She uses her innocent and carefree charm. Lilith can't control her facial expressions. She can't really use charms sometimes. A lot of the time. But she should be able to, because, you know, siren. How do they communicate? And I was saying, like, maybe male. How is male? Dispersed, owl, like, you know, more logistics I have to figure out. And then I was like, infinite scroll coming. This is just another YouTube video. I was trying to figure out some more things that I need to deal with. And I was more and more solidifying my story. Intro can be the drowning scene, last breath, struggle, bam, crying. Yeah. Oh, okay. The last breath, struggle, you know, cut that, you know, bam. Then you get into the reincarnation, crying as a baby underwater, choking, eyes wide, seeing creatures like sirens, your new mom and dad, maybe even the sister, the older sister, maybe falls off a ship, traveling somewhere, and that's why she loves sinking ships or something like that. Just throwing stuff and seeing what sticks. How does Lilith and Elizabeth encounter Kaylani? That's what I was trying to figure out, but I haven't yet figured that out yet. But it's definitely at the academy, I think. Ooh, or maybe it could be them like on their travel to the academy. They bump into Kaylani. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Don't look too much at this because I'll talk about it later. But why does my handwriting kind of look better on this? Anyways, Ari. I'm gonna blow my nose in a second so y'all don't have to hear me continuing to sniffle. What was I doing? Not with an H. It's perfect, Loki. Anyways, hold on. I'm gonna blow. Okay, hold on. But I'm definitely gonna make me a cup of tea after this. But anyways, okay. I was just trying to figure out where I was. Okay. Kaylani, first person's goal is to meet the hero. They fall in love and join the hero's party. I still haven't fleshed out like these characters' goals, so I was just brainstorming. And then eventually Lilith is traveling alone, which scares her. Then she goes to a guild, does some quests, eventually meeting the guild master Googly Eyes. Wait, stop. Stop it. Phone. Stop being dramatic. Elizabeth goes back home to spend time with her family, seeing how precious life and time is. Probably something tragic happens, like a death or almost like life or death situation, for real. And like she sees that she just needs to be home with her family, because this whole time she's just been traveling with her bestie. Like she's really, you know, low-key family oriented, high-key family oriented, and you know, she loves her bestie maybe almost to a fault in putting her life in danger and things like that. So, you know, type team. When Lilith settles down with the guildmaster, she visits both Kaylani and Elizabeth, has a kid, lives happily ever after. Or do they? Can make a novel that the hero and the villain Villainous religion / church. Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. Oh, probably that's too much. I'm not gonna do that's just too much. While on her own, she is slaying monsters mercilessly. Her family and friends send her letters constantly worrying about her health, wanting her to come / go home. Wears a tattered cloak, hair down, with her locks and all, just dragging on the ground. Let me stop. Long periods of time staring at nothing, almost getting herself killed. It's wintertime / snowfall, trudging through the dense snow, and basically implementing that cold, alone, and basically on her. She's basically moving and slaying to her demise, And then I made a timeline, death / rebirth, childhood, Farrah Academy, the Morley Royals Party, Solo Saga, and then Happily Ever After. A title that no one this is just like tips that I got from videos. Full clothing. Yeah. That's just stuff like that. Solo Saga. Lil has a panic attack outside in the snow. The guild master saves her, etc., etc. Humans are the ones having to wear glasses or whatever, or they're the ones who, if you see glasses, they're the ones wearing them. One of the mean girls wore glasses. I don't know. I was just throwing stuff out there. Lil responds, "That's a skill issue," and laughs. Wait, I actually need to do that. And then I was just drawing it on, and this is just random doodles. Site profiles are not my thing. Ko-Fi for support. Another video. Magic, spells, potions, and incantations. Project name, Project Siren. Genre, isekai, reincarnation, romance, fantasy, magic, slice of life, adventure. I'm just throwing everything in there that seems to stick with this. Acceptance / coming to terms with death / overcoming fear. That's low-key gonna be the theme. I don't know. We'll see. And then just more tips and tricks. A scene where Lil shushes someone with her finger in there. No, because how like they be having in like Disney TV shows, movies, or where they be like shh, 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 with their lips, the finger on their lips. I need that scene somewhere. And this is like the temperature too high to use camera. Wait for phone to cool down. Hello. I know you lying. What's wrong, phone? Hold on. Dang it, I'm almost done. Like, I'm literally at the ending. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just blowing my phone. Anyways, let me see. Camera? No? Right. What if I don't know. I can't show you any of the visuals, but as you saw, the little nuns, they're called like the three holy sisters or the holy sisters or whatever, and the Morley Royals called them the three unholy sisters, aka the unholy sisters. And then they're light magic users, of course. And then the heroes, I was messing around with like the look of them. Hold on, let me go back. We'll just have this screen for a while. The heroes, which is the mage, and a dark elf. And you know how they be having in animes, the dark elf has to be black. No! The dark elf is just called dark elf because of the humans call them the dark elves because of their magic, which is dark magic. So yeah. Um and so light skin slash white. Dark magic user, and honestly the visuals for him, I haven't come to terms with that yet. And then just other doodles I had. Then I tried to draw a horse. What I mean to try failed. I was drawing some random hairstyles or whatever today, and I was also writing down a quote that I like from anime. Give it everything I've got, or give it everything you've got, whatever. Love that phrase. And oh yeah, the anime that I had recently watched yesterday, Onmyo Kaiten Rebirth Verse, which is, let me spell it, ONMYO space KAITEN space REB, well, Rebirth, RE, then that thing, birth, BIRTH, and then space verse, VERSE. And then that one's actually, I would say, like, kind of like similar to Tokyo Revengers because of that. I'm not going to go too much in detail because honestly, you just need to watch it. And maybe we can have a discussion in the comments. I don't know. Please. The legendary hero is dead. Exclamation mark. Yeah, that's, I would say, quite crass. Pervy even. But like not as bad as the Jobless anime. I'm just saying, honestly, that one still traumatized. Still traumatized. Anyways, oh, and then I wrote down what I did. Ari and Lil meet Kai on their journey to Pharaoh Academy. But okay, I guess we can go into, I'll show you the visuals after, maybe it'll cool down by the time I read my poems of the day. And then I can also show you my bookmarks that I was making that I mentioned in the last video. And sorry for like the not on time upload schedule. So sorry. But I will try my best to continue to be better. This one's called Ramblings of an Enemy Fiend. You got this man drooling. Who are you fooling? Jitsi over your voluptuous body, numb to the tears that overflow. What a joke. I cackle so languidly. You may deem me a villainess if you please. Riz wouldn't even acknowledge your presence. Bodies drawn, wafer thin, or curvy from top, then stop, let the waist suck in, so that it accentuates the ass everyone so eloquently grasps. Gag! Where are the bodies that sympathize with me? Oh, let me think. Slicked in peasant garb, bearing and carrying a horde of leeches, age older than the sea could think. Cheers. Let's drink. It's just, I don't know. It was just me talking about, like, all we see are, like, the same few things. And, like, it's this whiny character who's female. Big boobs, small waist, maybe, badonkadonk. It's just like, bro. And that's all it is. Like, they don't have any personality either. And I don't want to be like a woman hater or anything, but it's just, you're not even creating a woman. You're creating this caricature of what you believe to be a woman or whatever. Like, some people may find it funny, but it's just not funny to me. Like, personally, it's not. It's annoying. And Crime Pays, which is inspired by the character Giran, Giran, from My Hero Academia. Oh, I wanted it in some kind of specific font, like a newspaper font. Crime pays. Who is a savior for all, who gives hope to all. His name is All Might. He sacrificed his body till his eyes sunk, midriff shrunk, and his clothes leaned and shriveled. And hold on, let me drink some water. Let me calm down. Let me slow it down. Slow motion. Okay, I haven't read this in a long time, so okay. Here we go. Attempt 2. Crime pays. Who is a savior for all, who gives hope to all. His name is All Might. He sacrificed his body till his eyes sunk, midriff shrunk, and his clothes leaned. A shriveled thing he is. But who would disrespect a man that saved us all, dwindling his sparkle like he didn't just sucker punch all for one? Journalists too focused on fame and fortune, so how dare they counter the blame? Why would a hero sacrifice for smiles that leave pockets dusty? 'Cause smiles don't pay. If it was up to me, every villain would be 10 feet deep. Why would I give them breath so they could flee? They'd be left bloodied. Or bloody. I'd save only the ones in need. Bakugo be damned. Such a damsel in distress. I'll be damned. 'Cause trust me, I was never the hero type. Or, I was never meant to be the hero. I think I was never meant to be the hero was better. And then like when I put like every villain would be 10 feet deep, I put to the side, except Dobby. Please! No, because I'd crash a grenade for you. Nah, really, like, nah, Dobby, he should have died. Like, hashtag free Dobby. How was my poem feeling? No, I won't even show y'all that. Let me just go into my other 2 poems. These 2 poems are actually from this month, from my November readathon. Anyways, I think it's okay. It's called A Sickness of the Highest Order. Actually, that quote is from I think some YouTubers. If you know, you know. A sickness of the highest order. It spreads, leaking so far and wide. A fog lavishes the buildings. The brain has yet to realign. Vision bobs and leaps. Such a heinous tragedy. Delusions have spread quicker than any disease. How far will they march as the darkness feeds? It's hungry, you're hungry, till one of you falls. We all know why. Darkness rules the night. But here you are, swinging in the fog, a sickness so great you believed you saved them all. Here they lay, beneath your feet, or at your feet. I haven't solidified that. You trip and fall, your brain finally evolved to see bodies bleeding heavily. The delusional never receive their happy ending. Honestly, okay, I'm just reading this from what I wrote. I honestly don't really like this one. I really had to force myself to write, which I haven't done in a while. This was written on November 11th, close to midnight. A poem inspired by an anime called Trapped in a Dating Sim. The world of Otome games is tough for mobs. It is supposed to go in circles based on how almost all of the characters in this anime are delusional, saying one thing when their actions tell a different story. If you know, you know. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And then let's go into my other poem called Wicked, with an exclamation mark at the end. Wicked. Get me so attached, and they have the nerve, the gall to slaughter them. What's worse is that I knew that they'd only be there for a short time, fated to die for the plot it lacked. I complain, and yet I can't help but watch, hope, wish, pray for their valiant rebirth like a phoenix bursting from the ashes. Till one day, they don't. Their death a scheme for the hero to save the day. How can they be a hero if someone always has to die? Someday, there will be no one left but the hero. 'Cause they were never meant to save anyone but their pride. And this was inspired by watching the animes, by watching anime in general, but specifically, I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. It's also inspired by the first Demon Slayer movie in Naruto, because the first Demon Slayer movie, Rengoku, they killed him. Just killing the characters that I love. Like, please stop it. But in the end, like, spoiler alert, the crow doesn't die. He's called Almond by the villainess. It's a reincarnation anime, of course, because I was into my villainess anime watching era as well, and so there was no more for me to indulge in. Now I think it's safe enough for my phone to show visuals now, but hold on, before I do that, let me go and tell you my little 10-minute writing prompt, which is write about an anime trope. Okay, write about an anime trope that really gets under your skin. Please leave anime recs in the comments. I'm running low. Anyways, let me get back to showing you visuals, because I'm gonna show you the visuals of like these animes too real quick. Hold on. Okay, these were the holy sisters that I was saying about. I haven't really solidified this. This is just a doodle. Anyways, this is trapped in an anime sim, the world of Otome games. Ooh, no. But this is what it looks like. The characters. It was alright. Would I say it was the best? No. But it was very interesting. And then I'm a villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. That was really really good. Good anime. I recommend. I definitely cried. In like the latter episodes. Yeah, I cried. We love the villain. I felt bad for him. But look at him. He's beautiful. Anyways, but I think that was it for my iPad of showing you what's on there. I think. Oh, no, actually. Hold on. I did color in one of my characters. Hold on. Here you go. Ooh, you can't even see that well. Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me pause. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I was just seeing, like, is that anything that I had to cover up? There's nothing I had to cover up. Like faces or anything. Yeah, all of the others are screenshots from webcomics. Let me show you the little baby. I had to screenshot. It was so cute. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. You're so cute. So cute. So cute. And then look at this baby. Please. Anyways, let me stop. Let me stop. Let's get back to it. Anyways, I know y'all are sick of me by now. It has been 1 hour, but we're almost done. And this was what I was saying, like the dark elf. He's not gonna look like that. I'm so sorry. And I just wanted the mage to be goofy. Look, don't take her serious. And I was like, maybe this could be her house. Cause, anyways, yeah, and this is the failed attempt of the horse. Yeah. And then this is just like the hairstyles I was like finessing with. I don't even know who would that be for, but why does it low-key look like Starfire sister, I forget. Darkfire? Yeah. But anyways, hold on. Let me move these things out of the way. And let me show you my little tea bags. Look at the little tea bag. Tea bag. They're bookmarks. You know. Look at them. So cute. So cute. And then I have this black and red one. And then this other one. I love them both. I love them both. The pink cheeks and then the gray cheeks. Look at them. So cute. So cute. So cute. So cute. And oh, I guess I need to write down that I need to link this video, the YouTube video. Hold on. Let me write it on my whiteboard. You're actually seeing my whiteboard. Okay. Hold on. 4 tea bags. But I guess this was my hobby segment. This little, but technically this whole video could be seen as my hobby segment. But and honestly, I low-key went off script with I did all of this as the same. I put in the face after I stuffed and did the rest of this because it was just easier for me. And then I did this differently than what they did. What did I do? Okay, so once I did this body thing, I, sealed it off and stuff, cut the ends. I did I chained 5, and I did single crochet in each of those chain things, and then I did that for 4 rows, single crochet, and you should have 4 stitches, and then I chained 1 when I got to the end, slip stitch in 2 of these things, and then slip stitch, and then I chained 41, and then I slip stitched in here, and then slip stitched in because there's 5 stitches here, so I slip stitched in the 3rd stitch, and then slip stitch for 2 more on those 2 remaining stitches, and then I slip stitched I think 3 times in here, 1, 2, 3, and then that's where I did my cutting of the thing, I forget what it's called, that terminology, but if you know, you know. But that's how I differed from the pattern. But everything else, this is done by how they said to do it. And I think I did my face differently. I don't know. I don't be paying attention to what people do with their faces or whatever. I do it how I want it to be done. But anyways, I'm glad you all stayed for this long, and look at my cuties. Yeah, we'll see what happens of this whole comic thing. I'll probably I'm thinking of slowing down at this point, and I'm just having to maybe just hone in on my drawing now and just continue to draw them and create the characters and stuff like that. That's what really I have to do. And then it will be going into the actual comic, because I have enough to be able to finesse making comics. I just need the characters. You know what I mean? I just need to flesh out my characters more. So thank you for listening in to this video. And if you dare, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that, and maybe we can have a little conversation in the comments. Till then, see you for another video. I don't know when I'll be filming another video, but see you again, and hopefully your girl has a job. Please. Anyways, bye-bye.